everybody. Stacy here with Limelight AZ. So I did a video earlier today after trying to do some of the physical therapy exercises. Actually, one exercise. I didn't even did the others. I only sat up and did one exercise and not even the full exercise. Anyways, I started not feeling well. I recorded that. And then I think at the end of the video, because I had accidentally hit pause instead of stop, and at the end of the video, I came back on real quick and said, oh, yep, I just threw up again. So, yay, me, you know. It's the third time I threw up at that point. Oh, boy, did it get worse. A lot worse. I am finally starting to feel better. I don't feel great, but I want to get this documented while I'm still kind of dealing with it. I have since that video, which that video was done probably 11:30 my time. It is now 7:30 my time, almost. And I have been sick the entire time. And it was so bad that we ended up calling 911 because I wasn't sure exactly what I was dealing with. My blood pressure was pretty low. And I don't know enough about blood pressure to know if there's like a low that's too low, like with blood sugar, or what. It was 93/77, 110 over something is normal for me. And I was just really feeling out of it, like I was going to pass out, and I was not communicating well, and I was having a hard time speaking and breathing. When they came and checked my vitals, the ambulance, that is, came and checked my vitals, paramedics. My heart rate was 120 at that point, and I had been laying down for like 25 minutes. That is pretty high for somebody who's laying down. At that point, I thought I was feeling better, so I went ahead and sent them away. I really didn't want to go to the hospital. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't going to die. It sure felt like it. And so sent them away, and proceeded to continue to go in waves of getting really, really ill. It was not a pretty sight in any way, shape, or form. I have not been that sick in a very long time. At like pre-Lyme days. And what was I gonna say? Okay, so I ended up totally being sick to my stomach, like throwing up, like, I don't know, a dozen times. Most recently, not that long ago, 10 minutes, although I feel like it's finally starting to taper off. Earlier, when I would do that, my stomach would start burning, and now it's not doing that. I feel like, and I'm feeling better, so I can communicate. Where before, I just was like telling people to stop talking to me because I just couldn't deal with it. And man, bedpan use, that was not a fun situation. I cannot even tell you how many times I called for the bedpan. I mean, it's really that many. And TMI, skip the next like 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. But there were several occasions where we couldn't even get to the bedpan. Thankfully, I have pads on the bed, so it wasn't making a mess of my bed. But it was bad. It was real bad. And so my husband finally got home. He laid next to me, playing his game on his computer for a couple hours while I continued to try to sleep off the rest of this. Woke up intermittently, throwing up and whatnot. But each time it seemed to get a little bit better. I think the rest helped to get my body back on track. I think the more I was trying to stay awake, the worse it was getting. What else was I going to say? My brain is just like all over the place. Oh, theories on what happened. So what had happened was I sat up, I looked at the paper, and I showed the paper in the last video, and it said to do 20 leg lifts on each leg. I said in the video I did 10. I actually did do 20. Again, my brain was not working. I did do the full 20, but I was supposed to do 3 repetitions of that. I only did the 1. But I wasn't feeling very good when I first started the leg lifts. And then probably took me 2 to 4 minutes to do the leg lifts. And I was like, man, I'm really not feeling good. I really wanted to do all the exercises. I want to get going on this so I can get out of bed. But I was like, man, I'm really not feeling very good. So I laid down. Still continued to not feel very good. Ended up throwing up. And then I'm like, I probably should document this for myself. Even though I wasn't feeling well. And so I went ahead and documented. That was the last video I did. And then it just got way, way worse. And I'm like, I thought of the videoing thing, but I'm like, I just can't. I can't even. I mean, I was just barely move and was like starting a whole new cycle. If I tried to talk, starting a whole new cycle. And so actually, I think doing the video earlier may have set me off even worse because I was talking and I really was not feeling well. So I am not excited about the possibility of this happening every time I try to do exercises. I was supposed to sit up 5 times today. There was just no freaking way that's going to happen. I'm not sitting up again today. I am still not feeling well. Okay, so theory on what happened. So I thought maybe it was because my heart rate got up too high and it caused this chain reaction in my body that just didn't make me feel very well. I looked it up. It doesn't really seem that getting sick to your stomach like that and having diarrhea and whatnot is really something that goes along with heart rate, high heart rate. So my husband's theory when he got home was a few days ago we stung my right knee, and I mean the Lyme likes to hide in joints anyway, and although we're doing the bee stinging on the back and it is reaching those extremities, I'm sure it's slow because it's got to travel all that way. So we did a direct hit to my knee. And so Logan thinks that what happened was that suddenly there was a lot of dead Lyme that got released into my body, and my body freaked out. It was like a very, very fast, big megahertz. And now I'm kind of thinking that because this last time that I threw up, I could smell ammonia. And I've noticed that before when my brain has been basically under siege, that not long before that, my brain is just, I can like smell the ammonia. I've heard other people say they can smell flowers and other things. I've experienced the ammonia smell several times at this point, so I'm recognizing it, and I was just like, what is that smell? And then I realized it was probably the ammonia on the brain. I'm wondering if ammonia ends up in any... Oh my gosh, I'm totally not even holding this right. I'm wondering if ammonia even ends up in any other part of the body like it does in the brain. And maybe that's why I'm smelling it. I don't know. But my stomach is too screwed up to try to take anything to combat what is likely a coming, like, brain hurts of emotional downhill. So I don't know what I'm gonna do, but hopefully my stomach straightens out enough so that I can try to curb that. It has been an extraordinarily rough day. Alright, I think I'm gonna let everybody go. Have a good night.